All right, just want to address some misconceptions about watching your game film and what basketball players should look for or how they should approach film because it's very important. It can be very useful. It's a very, very powerful tool to help with your development. It takes all the skills and stuff you're doing in practice and in the weight room, and then just make sure it shows up in the game. It's a super powerful tool, so it's worth your time, but doing it correctly is very important as well. There's a bunch of ways to do it, and I found a very good system that works, and I'll share that with you at the end of the video. So, the first misconception that I don't like is like film is only used for bad things, and coach is just going to get mad at me because of how much I sucked in the game. I think that is part of it, of course, but it's not something we should dwell on. And then the other thing is, I don't think film should be used to correct zigzag mistakes. Now, what do I mean by zigzag mistakes? You zigged when you should have zagged, or you passed when you should have shot, or you shot when you should have passed. Those type of things. I trust the players that you guys are competitive, and if you watch the games, you will be able to see those things for yourself. Film helps correct patterns of behavior. So maybe you're screwing up a coverage or maybe you're consistently getting beat one on one. Those type of things is where film can really help you. Or maybe you're making bad decisions on your drives. And now if we just watch the film, you see, you got to read this guy. Seeing it, there's a visual connection that happens and it just makes sense. But you need to see the bad and then you need to see some good. And the good really helps if you watch a player who's similar to you. So not like somebody in the NBA. If you watch Steph Curry shoot and then you try to go shoot Steph Curry shots, it's probably not going to work out too well for you. So you got to kind of lower that bar from like the greatest players playing the game right now to somebody who's a little bit more your speed. That's what helps the best. Watching those examples will help reinforce the good behavior. And I've found this to be super powerful, especially with things that aren't stats. So things that like not rebounds, not assists or buckets, but like closing out on a shot. If a guy misses, yeah, you're probably not going to get the rebound, but they missed the shot. So your team did a good thing. Or being in the gap or pressuring the defense or just making the extra pass or making the pass that led to the bucket, just getting the ball to the paint or setting a good screen. All those things that help your team win games, understanding that you are having a positive impact on the game. And very, very importantly, coaches at the next level notice those things. They want those things. They need those things in their team. That will really make you stand out from everybody else, but you got to know what you're looking for. And the other thing that I feel is a misconception about film is you got to write stuff down or take notes. I feel very strongly about this. I don't feel like you should write stuff down while watching the games, maybe to help you remember stuff a little bit after. But my thing is, if you're worried about writing stuff down, you're focused on that and not focused on the game. And the ultimate test for me, the way I think about this is there will be a game in your season where it's win or go home. Happens every single year where it's we need to win to keep playing. Now, what are you going to do in the second half of that game? Maybe it's a state championship or a conference championship. The second half, you don't have time to go over the tape and write stuff down. You have to go off your instincts. You have to go off your feel, which is why thinking of that situation when you watch film, when you practice this, when you're getting these mental reps in through studying the game, I just want you to absorb it. I think about it like learning a language and you're exposing yourself to that language. And just because you know the vocabulary, you write stuff down, and you got all your little notes, it doesn't mean you can have a conversation. You have to absorb it over time. So, the more consistently you watch your games, the more consistently you reinforce the good behavior, the more likely you are to perform in the games. And very importantly, in the second half of that elimination game, you'll make the right adjustments. You'll be able to read the game, what's going on, and hopefully put yourself in the right spot at the right time and make the right play. That's the goal in the second half of whatever elimination game you got coming up this season because the season's coming up. Your games are going to be recorded. If you learn how to watch those games correctly, you can really take your game to the next level. And like I said, I'll share my exact film system with you. I teach this with my program at the Study of Hoops. You can check it out on my website. But the exact film system is watch your own games, watch other good players similar to you, take stuff from their game, and go work on it at practice. You do that over time, it really helps. And inside my program, we help make sure you know what to look for, you know what you're doing, and you can really take your game to your next level. So if you want to sign up, all the information is on the website, and I hope to see you there.